We're making a wedding gown in a day, less than a day.
I'm scared.
This is the real Project Runway experience.
Woo!
I sewed directly through my finger on a project.
The serger is terrifying.
Whoa! Yeah.
Fast. We have a flight to catch, people.
Yeah, there is absolutely a time crunch to finish a dress today.
Today, Gunnar and I are attempting to make a whole ass wedding dress in less than 12 hours.
I am Gunnar Jethridge, and I am a fashion designer and content creator, and I guess we're calling me a professional today. I've been sewing since I was maybe 8 or 9, and I've been professionally sewing since I was 18. Not that they were great in the beginning, but I've been doing this for a while. I would say my specialty with fashion design is bridal wear, or gowns, red carpet looks. Like this kind of one-day challenge thing is definitely my speed.
I am Lauren and I am the amateur. My relationship with sewing is pretty tumultuous. I would say that I am typically not winning against sewing machines, as documented across many YouTube videos. I am of the sewing energy of like a YOLO, like kind of measure and sew once and then undo it and rip seams out and then sew again and then maybe edit it a few more times. And so it's not been great, but I think having an expert hold my hand through this is maybe the path to the light for me. That makes it sound like I'm dying. The path to the light.
You ready?
Yeah.
So we are going to start by taking Lauren's measurements.
Is it the same? Is my waist and my boob the same?
No, my gosh, no.
For me, the hardest part about sewing, I think, is the measuring. Every time I've ever tried to make anything that goes on the bottom half of my body, it's gone entirely awry. For some reason, I can't comprehend like the measurement difference between a waist and a hip, and then accounting for that. And also listen, like I've never done any kind of patterning in my entire life, and this maybe solves that problem.
We are going to use one of these dress forms to tape out all the different seams. Okay.
What? No, no what?
You can do it.
Okay, so if nippy is here, should we just go like here?
I think go in a little more. I would start the dart at the apex of the boob here.
That is the nicest way that anyone's ever said an areola nipple.
My partner and I are leaving for a flight to Europe for 5 weeks in about 12 hours. So as soon as we were finished filming this, I'm out the door. So there is absolutely a time crunch to finish a dress today.
I really wish I had 10 fingers today. Not to like be dramatic, but I do have a finger injury that is actively bleeding. And so the whole wedding and white situation is not the most ideal. So I am down, I feel like a soldier. So if it feels like I'm flipping you off this entire video because I'm not using my middle finger, that's why.
Here's a tip for anyone with 9 fingers. If one of them starts to bleed on white fabric, your saliva will dissolve the blood in white fabric. So if you spit on it, it will completely eliminate it.
Wow, and I was out here using club soda when I could have been using
your body's own club
DIY
soda.
club soda.
Naturally, there's going to be a little bit of something here, you know?
Yep.
Even if it's not a huge dart. I mean, we're not really contouring that much on you, so.
There's not much to contour, let's be honest. Me, have I used my hands before? Like, I'm like, what?
You can do this. I believe in you. We are going to trace that out, lay it flat on the table, and then use those lines to create our actual template. I learned how to pattern make when I was on Project Runway.
Oh my God, just on the fly.
On the fly. I also learned how to use an industrial sewing machine on the fly there. I kind of lied and said that I could do it because I wanted to be on the show. I was on Project Runway season 10 and All Star season 4. I feel like I have tried to block out most of my Project Runway memories. It feels like PTSD that I'm trying to get over, but like there were definitely a few challenges that I had a good time with. I just loved fashion. I was in show choir in high school, so it was like very glamorous and like lots of costumes. And also I kind of grew up watching Project Runway and I was like, I'm gonna do that one day, and then I did it. I will have you cut it out here.
Oh my God, personalized scissors.
My favorite thing.
Stop.
I love it. It's like a little treat. It's just fabric. It's just fabric. It's just fabric.
Oh, these are nice. What's the most gnarly sewing injury you've had?
I sewed directly through my finger on a project. Yeah, it's the nature of the job, but I have it on video. It's pretty gruesome. I think I'd get a violation. I mean, there was like thread through the finger. Yeah. If I'm totally honest though, like I think the most gruesome, my first day in LA, I was working for Mimi G. I was just making patterns with her and I was sewing and drop a pair of little snips and I went to catch them with my legs and my right leg pushed it into my left leg. And I like basically bled out in her studio. It was so scary. I was like playing it cool, but I was like, I think I'm gonna faint. I felt so sick. Like, I was like,
I think I'm going down.
But like, I ruined a pair of jeans. Like, I just like basically like.
Yeah, no kidding. There's scissors in your leg.
I don't think I could produce enough spit to get it all out.
Oh my God.
Okay, while you're cutting that one, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the patterning of this one. I think we should just do a circle skirt that goes to the floor.
Yeah.
And then the one over it will be a circle skirt, but we're gonna gather layers of tulle into it. I just wanna see if this is like long enough.
I think it will be.
I think it will.
I'm a shrimp.
Oh my God. I've never been so excited that someone's short. So excited. In the same way that we only cut half to mirror it, I'm gonna do the same here, but I'm gonna do it on the fold of the fabric. And that way when we open it up, it's a full piece. Does that make sense?
Did not compute at all, but
okay.
Yes. I know absolutely nothing about patterning. I do know that I have 7 yards of muslin, and so I think that that is about the end of my knowledge on patterning.
Patterning is where you kind of create a template for you to make your own fashion design. So we're going to actually use that template to create her dress. We're gonna make a circle skirt. It's a simple equation. I teach all of this on my Patreon. I just retaught myself on my Patreon. So
Just now in real time.
In real time, I just retaught myself how to do this. All you need to do is take your waist measurement and then on a calculator to simplify it, you are going to divide it by 6.28, which is 2 pi. So you don't need to remember that. It's not important for right now. I'm gonna do the math. I'm gonna do the math for her while she melts down onto the floor today. So I'm just gonna get your waist measurement, confirm it one more time.
Oh, she ate good on vacation.
Listen, your radius, which is what we're gonna use to kind of create the arc of the circle skirt, is going to be 4.69.
Okay.
So all I'm gonna do is draw a 4.69 curve here. This is the arc of the top of our circle skirt.
I look tiny.
Skinny legend.
Skinny legend.
So basically what we're gonna do, no matter where you put the bit up here, it should go straight out from there at 45, right? So we're just gonna kind of move this around and mark where 45 is the whole way around.
Okay.
You can weigh it down with a crystal.
A Gunnar specialty.
And then we're gonna connect this like a giant circle. The thing about sewing is that like when you get into it, I think it can look really intimidating because like the instructions from the old time patterns or the store-bought patterns can seem so scary. Like, I mean, even myself as like somebody that makes clothing full time can try to do a store-bought pattern and it's overwhelming. So I think that like when I try to explain in my videos is like to simplify it.
Slay.
Just like a snowflake, you open it up and now we have this massive circle skirt pattern. So we now have 1/3 of our circle skirt.
This is so pretty.
Yeah.
Literally, even just seeing it like this, I'm like, oh, that's like
and
a
imagine
third of a
this in a
skirt.
tulle. It's just gonna hang so like elegantly.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can we piece them together so there's a slutty leg slit here?
Yeah, totally.
I almost just pulled the hamstring doing that.
Occupational hazard.
So yesterday at Mood Fabric, I went and lost brain cells.
Lauren FaceTimed me yesterday from Mood. Full panic, running around. Like all I saw were eyelashes blowing in the breeze.
It was an experience. I've never been so overwhelmed in my entire life. I think that I probably looked like I was an NPC just standing there glitching because I stood in front of this lace fabric wall for over an hour and the fabric that I bought, I don't even think we're gonna end up using today. This was a DIY veil that I made in the DIY Bride Week series that I did. And it's such a stunning fabric. It was so freakishly affordable at Joann's. And we literally decided that this is nicer than the $350 fabric that I got cut yesterday at Mood.
Ah, it's beautiful.
And like, is really pretty. And there's like 6 more months until my wedding. So like we can do something fun with this. But this I think is perfect for this project. So while I was sweating, lashes flapping in the wind at Mood, had that in my home already.
When you're working with a fabric like this that has a predetermined design to it, I think it's important to kind of decide like what part of the body we want to place everything.
Right.
I think drape on the form where you think you want it to go. Like, do you want it to grow?
I think like growing up
You want it
like
to grow
this.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so pretty. Oh my God, am I gonna have a third wedding dress? This is gonna be so pretty. What the
I think it's gonna be pretty sick, to be honest. One thing I will say that's gonna happen is we're gonna be cutting these in half. And because we're not hemming this, you might get some fraying.
How do we feel about hot glue?
I don't feel about hot glue. I'm gonna move this
I see what you mean.
slightly
Yes,
off
yes,
so
yes,
that
yes.
we have a clean edge on both sides.
Great.
You're gonna probably hit a couple beads. It's okay. We're using a different set of shears.
I've been down this road.
If you've worked with this fabric once, then you know. So we have all 4 bodice panels cut, which is exciting. This is the whole front, the whole back. This is all there is.
It's so tiny.
That's it.
I love it.
It is actually really good, right?
It's so good. I've attempted a full garment, but I don't know if anything's ever been completed 100% successfully. I genuinely don't know.
Even if you mess something up, we're gonna cover it with another applique.
Right, okay, that is comforting.
Yeah, we chose a smart design for a one-day dress. Let's start working on this giant circle skirt. It's
Okay.
gonna be the entire table.
Okay.
I think we should probably both cut on it so that we can knock it out, right?
We have a flight to catch, people.
Yeah.
Countries to go to. I'm going home. I think with Gunnar's help today, we have a good shot at getting this done before his flight takes off. I would say not 100% because I'm a little nervous about many, many things today, but I think there's a good shot that we can get this done today.
How many yards of this did you get?
Whatever you told me.
I might have misspoke. Something that sometimes happens in sewing is you need to pivot a little bit.
Creative problem solving.
I'm also just gonna make the circle a little bit smaller.
Okay, also, slutty leg cut. Does that
Slutty
help?
leg cut doesn't help, but if it helps you, it helps me. Not every project is a raging success. I think failure is part of the process. I like to believe that the learning happens in failure. I'd also like to believe that that learning won't necessarily lead to a failure today, but I have absolutely flopped before. I think it's kind of the fun of my channel is that you do get to see me kind of risk it for the biscuit on the daily. Let's go ahead and cut this out.
I hate when you hand me something and
Yeah.
walk away.
You can do it.
Just like the professionals.
I didn't realize by signing up for this, I would also be getting a show. I would say sometimes I would spend 24 to 36 full sewing hours on a wedding dress, maybe more depending on how detailed it is. This is a stretch. We are gonna do it though. I'm very used to this kind of like madness on camera. So now we need to cut the tulle, the layer that's gonna go over top of this. Okay,
Oh,
Here we go.
Here we go.
I think we're both dreading this part. I hate working with tulle. I just need to straighten all of this out. Like that. Okay. Whoa. We have laid out most of this pattern. It's longer than my table, which this is an 8-foot long table. So this is one piece of the circle skirt. We need to do 4 of these. Definitely a team effort. Afterwards, like obviously we can start assembling everything. It's just like, we're gonna have to cut all of this. Team effort.
Go team.
Let's do this. What are you doing?
Ugh.
Yes. Okay, so are you ready for like my favorite part?
Oh my God, yeah, I'm ready.
We are using one of the more difficult fabrics today. Lauren chose a fabric covered in sequins and beads, and it's gonna break needles, and we wanna be safe. So I think that the easiest way to do it is to smash them.
This is a Gunnar specialty.
This is
we
the
didn't
Gunnar,
learn this in fashion
this
school.
is the Gunnar special, okay? It is controversial, but it works. Anywhere that we're gonna be sewing, which is the top up here,
Yep.
where the dart is here,
Yes.
and the bottom, we need to get rid of about 1/2 inch of the beads there.
Right, okay.
And the best way to do it is literally to smash them. Really have to hit them to kind of crush them.
Really getting
I will
it.
tell you, they go everywhere. I will give you also the Gunnar special eyewear just for this.
I don't want to dent my makeup, so I'll just close my eyes.
Oh my God, okay. Yep.
Woo! I feel so peaceful.
Are you ready to do a little sewing?
Yeah.
What was that?
That was my, I'm here to sew, but I'm apprehensive.
Okay, I believe in you.
I have had zero professional sewing training. I definitely should have spent a little time, I think, even just a YouTube tutorial or two. You know what I mean? Like, I could have done myself that favor, but I haven't.
You can do this. I believe in it.
I just really feel like we should have done a piece of test fabric. You all heard it here first that Gunner's making me just go full send.
This girl wants to do a test when we're leaving in like, time is ticking, boo. Let's go.
I'm scared.
This is the real Project Runway experience.
Okay.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
This girl's dramatic for no reason.
I'm so dramatic.
Now do a little back stitch at the edge too.
Oh my God, she's beautiful. I was being so dramatic. That was really not that fast.
So we have this little bit of seam allowance
Yes.
here. I think we're gonna try to cut away about half of what's there.
Okay, great.
This is not the place you want a lumpy boob.
Listen, I'll take a boost where I can get it.
A boost, but not a bump.
Boost but not a bump, you're right.
Now we're gonna press it. You have to press your seams. It is like the one thing that makes your things look professional.
Okay.
I got called out on TV and that's when I started doing it. And I was like, all right, I'll start doing it.
From the trauma.
But like, I'm telling you, like it really makes the world of difference. And sometimes like if you wanna get a little bit of a curve, you can lift the top and it kind of gives you just the slightest bit of curve out. So.
This is heavy.
It's heavy, it is so heavy.
Okay, here we go.
Good. I truly believe that Lauren will love sewing after today, but do I think we will cry? Maybe.
High chance, definitely.
The longest part of this is the skirt. We just have a lot of seams to do. They're easy. They're just long and straight. Same principles as the last time. Just
Don't lose a finger.
do it to it. Don't lose a finger and make sure that you follow the seam allowance.
I think it's totally fine.
Nice. It's good. Okay, so now that we've done the one, we have to do the same step 3 more times, which will kind of give us that full circle.
Okay.
Once we attach all of them together.
Find your circle skirt tutorial
Yes.
on patreon.com/
Gunnar Deathridge.
Gunnar Deathridge. We have a full skirt, like skirt becoming skirt. Here we are. We also have our leg cut with my beautiful clogs. So we decided we're gonna do a side zip. So we've got 4 panels. So this will land us here. She is skirting. We're doing it.
Yeah. It's coming together very fast.
No, we're doing the thing.
It's surprisingly fast.
Dress being made, Gunnar getting on flight. This is a win.
You guys, we're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
So tulle is kind of tricky. A lot of people struggle with it because the machines have a tendency to pull it under. I think we're gonna be fine.
Is it still set at your speed or is it set at remedial speed?
It's set at
Remedial speed.
laurDIY speed. Yeah, I'm like holding my breath for cooperation.
I know, literally.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Bless.
We did it.
Now you just have to do the same thing 3 more times.
Perfect.
So an overlock is the what I call scary stitch, which is the one that I'm gonna have Lauren do next, which is the one right behind us. And it has 4 sets of needles and they all kind of move at different speeds. It like kind of cuts the fabric as you go so you have a clean edge and then instantly wraps it so that it doesn't fray. I'm gonna hold your hand through it. This machine's crazy. It goes very fast. So like just like lightly pressing it. It's okay if it's stop and go.
Oh my God.
I got it, you got it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
so scared for speed. Ready? Okay, here we go. Okay, okay.
Manageable, manageable.
It's so smooth.
Yeah.
Whoa, it's pooping out the shreds over here?
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Fast. Whoa, f me. Too fast. I can't believe it just chops it off.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It looks good though, right?
Wow. That was so legit. That's like the most legit sewing I feel like I've ever done. 10 more times.
Yes.
I think I've been decent at the sewing machines. I was really nervous. This is my first time ever working on an industrial sewing machine. The serger is terrifying. Upping the ante by adding 3 more little needles to it is like a fun thrill.
We are officially like 2 hours away from both a flight and a dress needing to walk out the door. And I think that we're okay. I mean, there's a lot that needs to happen in this amount of time. So like, I'm gonna need all 9 of her nimble fingers to work very nimble and very quick.
I am a sponge here to absorb the knowledge and be told what to do so we can execute on time and get Gunnar on his flight. I feel okay. I feel sweaty and I feel overall pretty good, but maybe like a little too optimistic. I think I overestimated the amount of actual fabric that goes into this. No, underestimated. I underestimated. There's way more pieces than I anticipated.
And our entire day hangs in the balance of this one seam.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be really good.
The math is mathing and the dress is dressing.
If the waist seam is crooked, it will hang crooked on the dress.
Perfect, no pressure.
No pressure.
Love it.
You also need to like be superwoman right now in the sense of like, I need you to like make sure that the top fabric is not wrinkled, the bottom fabric is not wrinkling so you're not sewing a crease into it, and also that the middle fabric is also flat.
Perfect.
So if it puckers, I'll make us rip it out and do it again.
Okay, here we go, here we go. One stitch at a time.
I think Lauren has been really, really good on the sewing machine and the serger, which I think we're both a little surprised at.
Is something happening?
We're on the edge of a bead. Yeah, there's a small bead. Okay, so drop it down. Oh, also snapped our thread. It's okay.
Wow, first try. That was incredibly impressive.
I was braced to do that 3 or 4 times.
Oh my God. This whole series is just me sweating in every episode.
I think it looks pretty good. There's one little place that it caught.
I think it's gonna look like a gathered layer of tulle.
No one will see it. I think it'll be fine.
Wow. Wait, this is stunning.
It's a dress.
Oh my God, this looks so good. What the shit?
Let's put a zipper in. You ready to conquer that fear?
Yeah. I am nervous for adding in the zipper. I may have glued in a zipper or 2.
We're not gluing a zipper. I'm not allowing it. The goal is to get really close to the zipper, but not to overlap it. The foot should stop it.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and start sewing. This looks really beautiful. You did a great job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this looks really good.
Yeah. Wow, maybe this is better than glue.
I know.
Wow, that's so
And
crazy.
listen, knock on wood, you won't have a zipper malfunction either. Just a few hours away from Aperol spritz and fresh pasta.
Oh, just a few hours away from leftover pizza.
That looks good. Full zipper moment.
Wow.
You did that, girl. After this, like, technically it's a finished dress.
Oh my God.
Although we have some embellishing to do. So we have a lot of hand sewing to do, which I think that we didn't really anticipate, but like adding on the little appliques, I think it's gonna make it feel expensive if we can have time to do it. So let's embellish this thing.
How do we get an LA Aperol spritz?
Oh my gosh. I wish. The idea is that we can make this not so see-through so that you can actually wear it. And then also we want to break up a little bit of this white line through here, I think. This will make the dress start to feel like a whole other vibe.
Cohesive.
I think that this piece has the potential to be gorgeous. I just think that we really need to like crack down and make sure that we get all of these appliques on.
We're hitting a wall. We're hitting a wall. The silent working and sweating that's been happening right now.
We have actually been silent, but it is like getting somewhere.
It looks so good. Honestly, like having like the little embellishments here to like make this more of like,
yeah.
Okay, back to silent working and sweating. So I've already confirmed 2 wedding dresses, but the best part about being a bride is that you get to be as extra as you want. So there's a world where we throw a 3rd dress into the wedding, or there's like a brunch the next day. I'm probably not gonna have a bridal shower, but maybe if we love the dress enough, we can have a bridal shower to celebrate the dress. Oh my God.
Girl.
The silence was just so thick of delirium, of hand
Loud.
sewing on. Every single one of these flowers, aside from what you saw in the original bodice, is hand sewed.
Yeah, I'm like almost bleeding. I'm like actually really proud of us, to be honest with you. Like, I do a lot of one-day dresses, but they don't normally look like this. Like, this looks like a 3 or 4 day dress.
I'm blown
It just
away.
like really, really came together. Like, I really feel like we turned it out, and I feel like you got your like actual Project Runway moment. It's really, really good.
It's so good.
I actually really love the final piece. I think it feels expensive. I think it looks like people took a lot of time on it. I think that it feels like this fully formed concept, and it just kind of pieced together over time today.
Holy shit. Also, for the integrity of the dress to not ruin it, because it is genuinely stunning, I've got my mic in my hand, so got you on the good audio, but we're not adding the cord to this beautiful dress.
I'm like in shock. You could walk down the aisle in this and no one would doubt that it's like a wedding dress.
Oh my God,
you know, like
100%.
so incredible. This fabric came in so handy. I'm so glad that you like casually brought this like reused veil. Like,
I know, I can't believe the repurposing of it. Love the energy of that.
that's the power of DIY. This is nuts. I'm like so proud of us. Like, very thankful to have been here today. This is like such a fun way to explore my craft, to be honest.
This is so like beyond the expectations of what I thought we were gonna do today. Like, I knew we were gonna make something amazing, but like in the time that we had, this is crazy. I can't even put into words how far beyond my expectations this has surpassed.
I will be hiring Lauren to come sew in the studio with me whether she likes it or not.
I'm so sorry, I'm busy. I like sewing more after today, I think. But I also had a Gunnar holding my hands and changing the thread in my bobbin and also doing a lot of the pinning for me. But today was an incredibly positive experience, which I think for my own DIY morale, I needed to have a positive experience sewing.
I wish more people knew that people that are in fashion design are working incredibly hard. I think that it is one of the more challenging things to make as a living, and I think that there are a lot of really talented people out there making clothing, and so if there are local designers in your area, please give them a shot. Shop local. I think that those are really important things to keep in mind.
I will absolutely be wearing this dress somewhere. I haven't decided exactly where, but you will see this dress make a major appearance at some point.
So I have a Patreon if you guys would like to support me, where I teach you how to sew. I also offer all of my sewing patterns, and I have a pretty extensive catalog of them on my Etsy as well. You can just search Gunnar Dethridge and I will pop up, and watch my videos, subscribe to my channels, all those fun things. You have a dress.
You're going to Italy.
I'm going to Italy. I have a flight.
You have a flight.
I do have to pack, so I might have to send you out of my studio in this dress.
We're just like, bye.